Hello everyone. Today let's discuss what is hacking and its history and what is actually ethical hacking. And when we say hacking, what sort of images do you get? So when we come to the end of this crash course, this crash course is going to be actually a very long crash course on hacking. And when we finish this crash course, you would have a broader knowledge on aspects of hacking, different ways of hacking, different ways of gathering the information, and so on and so forth. And for practical approach of hacking, we are using Kali Linux, and you can just click on this channel and go to playlist and check out other videos with hacking. And I have taught some really basic stuffs, and as we go on further, we will learn a lot of advanced techniques and better methods and other sort of techniques as well. So today we will discuss what is hacking. Basically, hacking is something which programmers actually don't do. Well, what is the work of a programmer? A programmer is just going to write a program, and his or her work is just to make sure that the program runs perfectly. That's it. They are not going to look for flaws or any such thing. Their main intention is just for the program to run. That's it. But hacker is someone who is going to manipulate the program in such a way that it solves many problems. Basically, it's like a modern solution to a modern problem. Hacking is actually, let's say, this happened just a few days back on a GitHub for a particular repository. There was an issue raised saying that I think it's for Linux Mint, when you turn on the Linux Mint and you click on virtual keyboard. Now what you do is you type continuously both on the virtual keyboard and a physical keyboard. Now this has a flaw that will actually allow you to bypass the password authentication and enter into the system. This actually happened a few days back, and we have to thank the little kids. Actually, yes, you'll be surprised. Little kids, probably younger than you and me and most of us, found out this vulnerability. And that's exactly what hacking is. Hacking is finding a flaw in a program. That's basically hacking, not what is actually portrayed in the media. It's not like what's shown in the media and yes, that's hacking. Hacking actually doesn't mean intentional bypass of security of any person's computer in the first place. But why many people consider hacking as illegal? Well, hacking is not illegal, but it's actually illegal to a lot of ways. But there are certain areas where we may consider hacking as illegal. Now, for hacking, we have to travel to 1870s. Now, back in the 1870s, the Bell Telephone Company hired several teenage boys to work as switchboard operators. And you know what these boys did? They actually overheard a conversation. They cancelled conversations, which basically they actually declined the conversations. They even misconnected the conversation. They actually connected two different lines of conversation, and they did other such mischiefs intentionally. And this was the earliest recognized misuse of technology. And this is not actually hacking. This is actually one of the earliest recognized misuse of technology. And this is the reason the Bell Telephone Company hired female employers back then. Now, moving on to year 1950s. In the 1950s, the word hack was used to actually mean bypass of the security, just as what I referred in the beginning. How those little kids bypass the Linux security system, especially Linux Mint. And this was a term coined at MIT. And I'll tell you what happened back in 1950s. In 1950s, what they did, what these trained enthusiasts, they were given a set of telephones, and they created, using that particular technology, they created a complete different, a complete different method to actually operate the trains itself. And well, this is something which I read, which was interesting to me. What they did is, when you dial a number, that particular track used to, used to change when you dial a particular number using the telephone. This was something extraordinary at that time. These were the first people to be recognized as hackers, or these were the people who would be called as original hackers. And later, this interest grew not only to write programs, but solve the problem in the best ways using the programs and to make the world better place. This is when things started to bloom. And now, coming to 1980s is when the technology was actually was at a faster pace, and this is when people felt that basically the youngsters felt that learning how to express system wasn't enough, and we have to use it for other methods for personal gains, and many of them got into the activity of collecting personal information and whatever illegal activities that can be used with a personal computer. And this is what the actually media is focusing on, and not on the original hackers. And this this triggered a lot of incidents, and many of those people who involved in such criminal activities were later arrested. Now, coming to the end, what is ethical hacking, or what is a hacker ethic? Well, ethical hacking is understanding the system and developing the system for better purposes. It's basically ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is you find a vulnerability or a flaw and you actually exploit it, and then you solve that particular problem and make sure that that particular vulnerability does not exist or is not further exploited. This is what is known as ethical hacking. And thank you guys. Until next time, bye.